Hello everyone, I'm Rich Nance with your Defensive Tactics Technique of the Week. Today we're going to be looking at the difference between pain compliance techniques and body mechanics techniques. Frank, we all love pain compliance techniques. They're fun to train in, right?
If you're the delivering person, yes.
The problem is some of those pain compliance techniques can fail you on the street. The most likely reason is because if the person you're doing it to does not feel pain, they're not motivated to comply.
There's an assortment of drugs that will help them not feel pain.
There's a time and a place for it, but I've seen people teach stuff like this. Well, obviously you're going to knock my head off as I'm trying to activate that pressure point, which is a pain compliance technique. Another pain compliance technique is, let's say I've achieved a bar arm control hold, and now I want to take you to the ground. Well, there's what we call a radial nerve takedown, where I'm pulling back here and I'm pushing forward here to kind of wring out all the flexibility in your arm. Thank you. And what I'm going to do there is I'm going to use verbal commands to instruct you, get on the ground, get on the ground. And I'm going to take you to the ground like that, where I have control and can do some handcuffing or whatever the case is. The problem with that technique, again, is that if you are chemically altered, mentally ill, or just extremely highly motivated to where you're impervious to pain, this might result in this, get on the ground, get on the ground. And you really have to have a way to transition out of there. Body mechanics techniques, on the other hand, are based more on whole body movements. So they're things that you can perform when you have the adrenaline coursing through your veins. It's not a fine motor skill like a pressure point or, if I put you in a finger lock right now, it's gonna hurt like hell. But on the street, if I'm trying to put you in a finger lock, I'm gonna be like this and you're gonna be punching me in the mouth during that. So here's a little more foolproof way to do a takedown from this bar arm technique. And this involves body mechanics. So in other words, this should work if done correctly with sufficient momentum, whether or not you feel pain. So what I'm gonna do is called a circle down. I'm here, I'm gonna step behind myself with this foot, I'm just gonna spiral him into the mat like this. Down he goes, and from there I can go into my prone handcuffing technique. I can certainly tell him to get on the ground, but really that's for the spectators, that's for the witnesses to say, officer told him to put him on the ground. It's still a good idea, but you're going to the ground no matter what.
And said, sir.
Yeah, there you go.
We were polite while we put him on the ground.
So make sure that you have some techniques that are not just based on pain compliance, but also techniques that are based on body mechanics and leverage.
Okay, demonstrate one time slow.
Okay, one time slow from the bar arm technique. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step behind myself and start spiraling Frank to the ground. I'm applying downward pressure here, and the spiral action of my body is gonna take him to the ground. Now, depending on the dynamics of the encounter, we may do almost a 360-degree turn before he eventually spirals into the ground. So keep that in mind, it's a really good concept.
Question for you, as you're going, you step back. Dependent on size or resistance, does taking a knee increase the leverage that you exert?
You can. That's an option. I like to stay off my knees as much as I can so I have more mobility. Okay. But you can certainly do that.
So lower your center of gravity as much as you can without giving up mobility.
And this time what we'll do is we'll go around a little further to show that option. So we'll go slow. But as I'm stepping around, it may be that we're doing more of a complete circle. Whatever it takes, it's that downward pressure and that spiral action is going to drive him to the ground regardless of what he wants to do, whether he feels pain or not. We hope you found that information useful. Keep training and stay safe.